There is so much energy and enthusiasm surrounding this Orlando Magic team going into the season, and day by day, we inch closer and closer to the beginning of the 2024-25 season for this Orlando Magic team. After finishing 47-35 last year and nearly winning a first-round playoff series, there is so much untapped potential and excitement around this team, and I am so excited to cover the team this year. I know that you guys are excited to get back to watching Magic basketball, get back to the Kia Center, and to make that environment ruckus yet again this season, just like we had last year. So much more hype surrounding the team now, with Paolo going into year 3, Franz going into year 4, Jalen Suggs potentially getting an extension, Tristan DeSilva, Kentavious Caldwell-Pope, you name it. There is so much energy surrounding this team, and we are getting closer and closer by the day. And we got two big pieces of news today in the community. Not only are the Magic gonna, one, make the transition from their slogan, Magic Together, after 4 years, I believe, of that slogan, they are now going to be using Make It Magic as their new hashtag, as their new slogan. And let me give my brief thoughts with it. I think it is wonderful. I think it's fantastic. I think there's a little more versatility with it, and you can kind of apply it to just about anything. So hashtag Make It Magic, I'm already in love with it. And secondly, the NBA dropped their schedule for all 30 teams. I have a quick, brief overview. Not gonna go too in-depth with it, with the schedule, but I do wanna talk about it with you guys here today. But before I actually go ahead and dive deep into the schedule, if you guys do appreciate all of the work and content that I do here on YouTube, make sure you guys go ahead and drop me a thumbs up. Hit the subscribe bell to stay tuned for more Orlando Magic content that we do here on YouTube. And make sure that you guys also go ahead and follow me, Brett James, and Orlando Magic HQ on all of our socials, especially on Twitter. We're both active and we're on there every single day. The link tree will be in the description down below so you guys can check that out. But Magic fans, let's actually talk about the schedule. Now, when talking about the schedule, let's try to stay in chronological order. And like I said, I don't want to be too long-winded with this. Let's look at the first 10 games of the season, because the Magic are in for a rude awakening just to begin the season. 7 of their first 10 games are going to be on the road. We're going to have our home debut in the second game of the season versus the Brooklyn Nets on Friday, October 25th. But we're going to open up and tip off our season against our in-state rival at Miami on October 23rd, which is a Wednesday. I know we're all gonna be super excited for that first game back and really getting back to Magic basketball. But afterwards, after the Brooklyn game, we've got at Memphis versus Indiana, at Chicago, at Cleveland, at Dallas, at Oklahoma City, at Indiana, and then you come back home to New Orleans, where you're gonna start a 5-game homestand. But what a brutal stretch that is. Some tough opponents there, and you're on the road 7 out of your first 10 games. The Magic are definitely going to get battle tested early on, but of course, it's a long season. Even if the Magic start the season off, you know, maybe 4-6, maybe even 5-5. I think breaking 500 with that schedule would be ideal. But the Magic, they know that they can go out there, compete defensively night in and night out. I know this team can hold their own, but that was definitely something that caught my attention off rip. Something else that caught my attention was the fact that the Magic are gaining notoriety in the public eye, and that means that we are getting nationally televised games. Let me say it again. The Orlando Magic are getting nationally televised games, and they are earning their respect. And I can assure you, when the Magic are dominating the regular season this year, they are going to get flexed into a couple other primetime, nationally televised games, but we'll hold my horses for now. Let's start off with the NBA TV games. The Magic have 4 games this year on NBA TV. We've got at Memphis, which is in the beginning of the season, Saturday, October 26th, versus the Minnesota Timberwolves, at the Golden State Warriors, and versus the Dallas Mavericks on March 27th. Now, here's for the fun one. Let's get into the nationally televised games. The Magic have 5 nationally televised games this year. We've got a playoff rematch at Cleveland, November 1st, Friday on ESPN. Mike Breen and the crew, that is going to be awesome to witness. We've also got at the Knicks versus the Oklahoma City Thunder back on TNT, like we had in February 13th on Shaq's jersey retirement this past season. At the reigning defending world champion Boston Celtics, and TNT February 25th versus the Cleveland Cavaliers, another playoff rematch nationally televised game. And it's just genuinely awesome to see this team gaining their notoriety, gaining their respect with this young core, and I know that they're gonna take full advantage of that. I would love to, at minimum, break even with these nationally televised games. Obviously, all of these games are gonna be a big test, big challenge, but of course, you wanna see your team go out there and dominate. I love to see that we're gaining some credibility. Now, getting into the middle part of the season, there is a 6-game road stretch at the end of January, beginning of February, and I'd ideally like to be at 3 or 4 of those games if possible with travel accommodations, because if you take a look at this, starting Monday, January 27th, 2025, we've got at Miami, then at Portland, at Utah, at Golden State, at Sacramento, and at Denver. Now at Miami, that'll be an easy game to get to if it's possible. Of course, I can just hop on the Bright Line. At Portland, that's a beautiful city. I love traveling out west. I'm sure for anybody that's been out west, y'all could preach. The nature, the scenery, and the mountains is gorgeous. And I've got a friend in Portland, so that could be one I could hit. Then we've got at Utah. I've got some family out there in Salt Lake City. At Golden State, at Sacramento, not really sure if I would go back to California after that, but maybe I chill in Utah for a little bit and I hit the last game of the road trip at Denver, go to Ball Arena, go see Nikola Jokic and this Denver Nuggets team going up against the Orlando Magic. And we know the depleted Orlando Magic last year with, I think, a roster of 7 of 8 guys with everyone out due to injury and sickness, was able to overcome that deficit and to beat that Denver Nuggets team last year. One of the best performances we've ever seen from Jalen Suggs, from Paolo Banchero, and that Orlando Magic team as a whole. And my last big takeaway really with the schedule is the final stretch of the season starting in April. The final 6 games of the season, you've got 4 out of your last 6 games on the road, but I do think that it's favorable because we know the Eastern Conference is going to be a tight race that is quite literally going to go down to the last week of the season. And if the Magic can take advantage and win potentially 4 or 5 out of the last 6 games in a tight Eastern Conference, we know that they can elevate their status and try to move up the standings, because we've got at Washington, at New Orleans, you come home for Atlanta and Boston, and then you go at Indiana, at Atlanta. And with that 6-game stretch right there in April, towards the end of the season, you should be able to win maybe 5 of those games. I know you've got some competitive teams in there. You've got New Orleans, you've got Atlanta, you've got Indiana, but I'm sure Boston might kind of ease off the gas pedal a little bit because they're gonna make separation in the Eastern Conference. Their team is stacked, their team is loaded. Maybe they don't put out their guys out there in game 80 of 82. Maybe they start to rest guys up a little bit. Joe Mazzulla kind of pulls off, the gas pedal a little bit. Maybe the Magic take advantage of that. Plus, we know history has shown the Magic have the Boston Celtics number. Those are just my initial quick thought takeaways. And my prediction for this season is that the Magic will go 56-26. I believe they finish as a top 3 seed in the Eastern Conference, and both Jalen Suggs and Kentavious Caldwell-Pope make the all-defensive team. Paolo Banchero obviously is going to be an all-star, but he's also going to make the All-NBA team. He's going to make All-NBA third team, and you're also going to have Franz Wagner in year 4 make his first All-Star appearance. Book it. Now, Magic fans, before I go ahead and let you guys get on up out of here and give me your thoughts about the schedule release, I want to tell you guys first and foremost the big news that you guys have been seeing me post on social media. I'm going to go ahead and divulge that information to you guys right now, 24 hours before I do anywhere else on Twitter, on Instagram, etc. I am now pivoting and leaving all of my content creation on my previous channel, Brett James, where I was doing Jaguars coverage. I'm leaving all of my Jaguars coverage from YouTube, from Twitter, etc. And I am committing full-time to you guys here at Orlando Magic HQ. I am now the official senior reporter for Orlando Magic HQ. Like I said, Friday evening on the 16th, I believe. Yeah, the 16th. I'm going to be dropping at 7 p.m. my full entire video explaining the details, explaining everything that's been going on and changing in my life, including this new YouTube setup, including this new apartment I'm in, living here in Winter Park. And I have to say, first and foremost, not only has my role changed in a lot of the dynamics of what I'm going to be doing as a multimedia content creator here for you guys on Orlando Magic HQ, and now the senior reporter for Orlando Magic HQ, you guys have embraced me so much. The Orlando community has welcomed me in with open arms. The relationships that I have cultivated here in the city of Orlando and with the Orlando Magic organization has been nothing short of spectacular. You guys have made this possible. Your guys' continuous support and love and appreciation, and you guys appreciate the work that I do at games, at coverage, at media sessions, and of course here on YouTube, all of the work that I do on my social media to get this information out to you guys. I know you guys appreciate it. None of it would be possible without you guys. But you guys, I thank you so much from the bottom of my heart. There is nowhere else that I would rather be than right here in Orlando, covering the Magic, being here for the 36th season anniversary, working and covering this team, seeing Paolo Banchero and the growth, and for you guys allowing me to have this opportunity, for me to grow within this community, to grow within this organization, and to make this pivot in my career, and to now transition full-time into Orlando Magic coverage. I thank you guys so much from the bottom of my heart. It wouldn't be possible without you guys, and I wanted to share that message with you guys first and foremost. If you guys would like to see all of the updates and of course stay updated with me, not just in my personal life, but more so in my career, please go follow me on Instagram at TheBrettJames. Go follow me on Twitter at TheBrettJames1 so you guys get as many Magic updates, news, and information as possible. I know you guys will appreciate that, and of course, I'm gonna be very appreciative of that. But I just wanna say thank you guys again for the continuous support. I'm looking forward to this next chapter in my career. And Magic fans, now that I got that out of the way and you guys are the first ones to know, please let me know your thoughts in the comments down below about the schedule release, your thoughts, give me a prediction down below, and also, if you guys have been watching the content here for a while or have been following my work covering the Magic, please leave me a comment down below about me now being the senior reporter for Orlando Magic HQ. I would love to read through it and respond to you guys. But Magic fans, thank you guys again for sticking around throughout the whole video. Brett James, AKA BJ, I'm out, y'all. And like always, let's go Magic.